Welcome to the Courage to Live podcast. My name is Josh Bitsko, and I'm a retired police captain with 24 years of experience out of Las Vegas. Currently, I travel the country and I teach people about resilience, leadership, and courage. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the mirror test. And what does that mean as far as leadership? So I want you to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, would you work for you? Would you want to work for yourself? And I don't mean like be your own boss. I mean, if you had a leader exactly like you, how would you feel about that? Because leadership isn't just about the title or the number of people that report to you. It's how you set an example every day. And having a true reflection of how you are as a leader is really one of the toughest questions in leadership, because you have to have that self-reflection to be successful. Because when you think about it as a leader, often your job is to evaluate everybody else, everyone around you, your team, your peers, even your bosses, but you're not often evaluating yourself. I remember when I went to K9, and I had been in K9 before, so I went back as I was an experienced sergeant. And, I've been a sergeant for 4 years at that point, and I now had a team of officers that most of them were more senior to me, had been on the police department for longer, and were also older than me. So I had to really sit back and evaluate how I was as a leader, because it was a challenge. They're all really good at what they did. They were good at working dogs. And I had a little bit of, I would say, hesitation and, okay, although I've been a leader for a long time, are they going to follow me because they've been doing it for so long? And I had to really evaluate how I spoke to people, how I gave direction, how I gave orders. And during that time period, I grew quite a bit as a leader. I had to learn that I shouldn't lead just from emotion, or trying to be somebody I'm not because my team was all older and more experienced, and actually clarity from the mission and, giving clear direction. And if you do that, then people are going to follow you, because self-awareness really is the foundation for your team to trust you. The next thing about that trust is there's a difference between what we intend to do as a leader and how we come across. And we have to be reflective of how we're talking to people, how we're communicating in those moments, because our intention can be one thing, but how we interact with people can be completely different. You may think you're being clear, but your team might think you're being short or unapproachable, which was something that, I had been described at times as prickly. So it was something I knew I had to work on, because your emotional tone sets the culture for your team. If you are not communicating well, being clear, being fair in how you talk to people, then the culture is not going to be a good place that people want to work. And again, your intention doesn't matter. So, how do you put that into practice is self-reflection, and also listening to your people and your peers. If being open to feedback is the first step in improving how you are as a leader and how you can improve. Because leadership is not about being perfect. It's about being aware enough to be able to course correct. I talk a lot about courage in these podcasts, and in different ways and different aspects. When you're in a leadership position, it takes courage to admit that you're wrong, or that the approach or idea that you had isn't working, and then have the ability to fix it. That's tied into humility as a leader, because the leaders that are most effective are ones that can learn in real time and, change their decisions if it's not working. Couple ways to stay grounded at the end of the day: check in on how did I show up today? If you are somebody that journaling about, reflections of high stress moments and big decisions that you made, can go a long way. Once you put it down on paper, it's a good way to process through what's happened. And then finding somebody that will tell you the truth, whether that's one of your employees or whether it's a peer that you're, around and leading around. It's important to have somebody that will be candid with you and you be somebody that is open to that without getting your feelings hurt or shutting somebody down or giving excuses. Because you can't lead others well if you're not regularly pausing to see who you've become as a leader. So remember, like I talked about at the beginning, leadership isn't titles, it's not rank or how many people. It's, do your people trust you? And answer that question. Would you follow you? Thank you for listening today. If you enjoyed the podcast, please share it with a friend, leave a review, or subscribe. And I appreciate you spending time with me today.